Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Zelda 1 Randomizer 2025 Winter Tournament here on SpeedGaming 3, yes. Swiss Week 1 rolls on with a matchup between BBQdotgov and Adirondack. Rick, Moonrise, and Phoenix bring you this matchup. Hopefully everybody in chat is doing well and everybody watching is doing equally well. Should be a great matchup here. I was excited for this matchup the moment it was announced. These two racers very evenly matched. And you'll notice from the file names here, we have lost a member of the community. The news was very recently brought to us. They were Hate the 13th. I've had the pleasure of seeing them race several times. I believe I worked together with them on commentary previously. But we're off and running here at the river. More on the news a little later. First up, Adirondack Rick finds the medium secret for the day, 34 rupees. BBQ.gov immediately finding the bomb shop, 21 rupees. 5% markup. Nobody's going to really complain about that. What we might complain about is Pole's voice on the overworld. They can screen rep as well as racers can, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. BBQ.gov finding the large secret northwest of Vanilla start. That is a huge one. 147. Rick with an early bomb pack, and we'll find the first level of the day. Level 4 found west of Vanilla start. BBQ.gov finds the medium secret that Adirondack Rick found earlier. First exploration of the evening. This might be interesting, but we'll need to do a bufferless clip. BBQ.gov at the western potion shop finds level 6. Adirondack Rick finds a transport here in level 4. So much for the rule of 5. It applies to 4 as well today, apparently. And, well, that's going to be an interesting thing to get out of. BBQ.gov heading for Death Armos. South of Dat, what do we got? A very affordable candle. BBQ.gov says, I'm not passing that up. 42 rupees? That is right next to the cheapest you'll ever see it. So no doubt on the value of that. Death Armos doesn't give us our item, but does give us any roads. 1Q3. Adirondack Rick with the door repair, 23 rupees. We've got Eastern Debt Mountain, which gives BBQ a look at the early door repair, and Adirondack Rick with the first purchase for them. That will be the wooden arrows, 62 rupees. What's the last? Oh, right next door, huh, game? All right, we'll give that maybe a 6. BBQ.gov having a bit of a problem. Adirondack Rick heading for 1Q1 at half a heart. Needs to be careful for the ropes not to get the better of him. And gets in. What's there? Whole lot of nothing. That's a potion shop. BBQ.gov also in a tough spot, but the Octorok gets the best of them, and that's back to start. Rick manages to get off the screen, but the Gipto says, "Yeah, you're not going away that easy." So, where to? We've got 2 bombs. BBQ.gov might be tempted to burn some spots in the nearby forest. Does so. Meets 73 rupees. That's a ribeye. That's a ribeye. Not quite filet mignon, but not ground beef level. 60 rupee keys. That's minimum price. Let's see how many keys our runners are going to opt to buy tonight. No idea on the small secret. That's a missed burn bush. BBQ's going to have another attempt at that. Rick, meanwhile, looking for the Grave Armos, and let's see if we can get anything there. More bombs for BBQ, meanwhile. And the wooden arrows. Grave Armos check. Do we have anything here? We have a staircase. So that guarantees the Armos item is on the East Armos. BBQ going to see that this has absolutely no bearing on today's race, so we move on. Rick going to screen wrap to the Death Armos. We'll see that there's nothing there. Meanwhile, BBQ.gov, northeast of level 1, Potion Shop. Rick wanted to see what's behind the Death Armos, but game said no. Desert Shop, perhaps, for BBQ? That looks like where they're going indeed. In we go to find the stick. BBQ.gov, first to find it, 4 minutes, 52 seconds in. Rick isn't far from that, however, and won't be, that might be exactly where they're heading next. Forest Potion Shop, nothing good. The blue ring is there, my apologies, 250 rupees. It might have rolled up, because once if the blue ring price rolls up, it'll revert back to 250. Rick, 30 seconds behind BBQ.gov for the sword. Boat runners with the wooden sword. Rick lacking blue candle, though. That's the only advantage BBQ.gov has right now. Not to mention finding 2 take Amies. That works, right? Darkness not cooperating. Rick wanted a bomb drop. Not going to get it. BBQ finding another medium secret. Heading for the southern coast. Nope. Going to pay a visit to 2Q7 first. And what do we got there? We've got something. Is it anything good? Absolutely not. It's a door repair. 24 rupees down the drain from BBQ.gov. First southern coast spot, no dice. Ropes on the overworld, not bad. But you probably wanted something like whiz ropes there so you don't have to deal with them in dungeons. Unfortunately, not the case. We're gonna be having fun sometime with Uncle Wizzy. Southern Coast, nothing good there. Maybe a look at the coast item coming up for BBQ as Rick gets the bomb pack. No candle yet, and he unfortunately won't be finding one in the Southern Coast. Coast Cave check coming up from BBQ.gov. But first, the coast item, that is a boomerang. And that looks like the magical boomerang if my eyes aren't deceiving me. Oh goodness. And I mentioned this in an earlier broadcast, but getting your bomb drops versus not getting your bomb drops can cost you minutes, and many minutes at that. BBQ.gov, heading for another open cave. Finds another blue ring shop. Nothing good there. You saw the key earlier worth 60 rupees, so you ain't going to be buying the one at 88. BBQ homing into the Armos item. Is it here? Not yet. East Force Armos does give the white sword item, however, and that is your bow. Huge pickup for BBQ. Small secret found for Adirondackrick, 9 rupees. Hint shop, 88 rupees for the trio. For BBQ, not going to buy them. You need the book to understand those hints. And your Armos item is at the Lost Hills Armos. However, there's a backup candle shop. Rick may be getting that candle sooner rather than later. Seaside check, BBQ.gov. Another secret, little pittance, 9 rupees. In chat mentioning that bombs have decided races in the tournament. That is not false. Another key shop, Rick homing into the candle shop. Meanwhile, BBQ.gov prioritizing the northeast corner before going to check out what the Armos item is. Understandable. I mean, there's 3 checks versus 1, even though you know that there's going to be an item there. Rick gets in without damage. Finds the bow, but didn't find the takings that BBQ did, so won't be able to pick up that bow right away. Northeast corner, 34 rupees on the bomb check. Gambling tree, BBQ says, let me in the casino corner. I'll be back there later. There's the letter, and BBQ opts to pick it up. Critical check here for Rick. If he gets in here, he'll find the candle. Does so, picks up the candle. BBQ finds 2 in the gambling tree. And Rick saying, those door repair people aren't going to get my rupees tonight. I'm buying a key. We're making use of those rupees. And, that push block says one thing to BBQ. That is a segmented 2. And we're going to have a little bit of fun. With Uncle Wizzy, no less. This level 2 just went from a little joyride to probably trying to drive up Pikes Peak or something like that. Compass found. Suggesting that there... south of the transport room is the Triforce room. Let's see what we got here. No guards. Quick Triforce. BBQ first Triforce of the evening. Level 2. Adirondack Rick, meanwhile, finding the white sword item. Not the white sword item, but rather the Armos item, which is the white sword. And that is a combat bonus. For the player on the east side, that is Adirondack Rick. Map found in level 2. Nice, compact. Maybe we find boat items in here sooner rather than later. And welcome in the boot, Fury SK. Good evening.
Good evening, Moonris.
Hopping in early in this race, we found a couple of critical items. The Armos item was on the Lost Hills Armos. BBQ.gov prioritized the northeast corner prior to going to check the guaranteed item. Rick didn't. Has the white sword. However, BBQ.gov got the earlier candle and picked up a couple of take-anies en route to finding the Armos item, the white sword item, bow. Rick knows where it is, but hasn't picked up the take-anies that BBQ did, and that's left Mola.
And I see we also have a critical item on the coast, at least for me. But
Yep.
I would say this, at least the Wood Sword Cave does not have an extra candle, so it's not like it costs BBQ too much to have missed out on his white sword thus far, unless he's combat blocked himself some.
No. I mean, level 2 is chock full of whiz robes, and Rick doesn't know that yet. He's not going to be happy once he finds out. I should mention the secrets for tonight's race. 9 rupees for the small, 34 for the medium, a big 147 for the large. Red Keys didn't roll up, thank goodness for that. BBQ.gov finding the white sword. And picks it up pretty quickly. Rick tangling with the left mola, and we call him Danger Noodles for a reason, folks.
Well, perhaps Rick's sprite, as he gets a good look now of the 2 map, is fitting with the Grumble Grumble, because I'm pretty sure it was something grumbling when Rick took that Lamble death.
Yeah, not going to argue with that. Meanwhile, BBQ.gov goes into 1Q5 and finds level 7.
This early on, it's a potential key farm, unless you get 2 old men and a key door, in which case you're down to very few options remaining.
Well, maybe BBQ finds a key door here, and hello, Uncle Wizzy.
If I were BBQ, I would save this room by updating right now, unless you can bomb through, then maybe I wouldn't.
Well, not then. So you do need a key to even get a chance.
Now, BBQ at 207 rupees, if he were so inclined and wanted to make perhaps better defense for himself, could just farm an additional 40 rupees. Because that rupee boss, as we call it, the 10 rupees, that'll stay hello level 8.
In the waterfall. Also to note, one of the key shops has a minimum price key in it. That's how Rick got his key. And hello, Uncle Wizzy, once again. Level 2, level 8. Rick buys a bomb pack. Is that a ticket back into level 2 for him? Sure looks like it. Going to skip the medium secret there. Wants his sword beams back. Gonna get it. So now this gets interesting. Does Rick go for the Triforce, or does he try round 2 against the Danger Noodles? Chat mentioning that BBQ has seen multiple minimum price key shops. Oh, nice pause strats there. Rick sees the Triforce, but also sees that there's more rooms on that side. Gonna go take a look.
I was waiting for a fireball to force him not to take a look.
Well, there's a key for a key. 2 rooms left in this segment. What do we got? Nothing too dangerous here? Question mark. I was half expecting them to get Hyrule Drivered. Oh my goodness! There is your item in level 2. That is a red ring, and I can promise you, Rick is smiling.
Yeah, he's been feeling rusty up until this point with the flags and or Zelda 1, so having both the white sword and red ring early going to make him happy. If you're BBQ, you're a little bit sad, perhaps, but you can also get away with a blue ring, so...
I don't know if he's going to be sad much longer. That is the book from 8.
Well, that makes things much more interesting, especially with his money. Do you perhaps have the... do we have a hint shop location at this point, or do we just have old men?
We have a hint shop location at 8. I believe it was 88 rupees for the trio, somewhere around the East Forest Armos.
Might be a save, check, and retry strat, or maybe just keeps going, depending on what he gets.
Perhaps. Meanwhile, Adirondackrick ties up the Triforce count 1 apiece. Pick up in 2. Has the item, however.
I would also suspect if BBQ does not find the ladder for some time, and it's in a bigger numbered dungeon, he'll eventually find his red ring in 2 still.
I mean, if we don't find our silvers, maybe they're back in 2, yes, but I don't know if with the current info, BBQ goes back into 2 anytime soon. Oh my goodness. Hello. There's news for BBQ. Power Bracelet will be required and lead to a dungeon that has the silver. So with that news, I do not think BBQ's going back into 2. That is important news, and BBQ's going to be happy he got the book.
Yep, a little bit of a payday there for that hit.
Yep. And meanwhile, grab the key, say goodbye to Patra. We all win, right? Two-headed Gleeok for BBQ. Going to have to try to take this on. Needs 8 hits. Gleeok needs 3. Gets 1, but nothing else. BBQ gets the win. That is, I don't believe BBQ saw that transport.
He saw at least one transport and took it, so that might be the same one. I wasn't paying attention on the up and A if you want the same way.
I don't think BBQ went into 7 past the old men though.
Oh, I thought you meant 8. Never mind. No, he did
No.
not. He did not burn his. I don't think he had a key to maybe decide to burn or not to burn. So no.
Meanwhile, White Sword Cave says, "I've got level 5." Game says, "You're locked in." Rick not wanting to give up the full hearts. Gonna need to be careful though. This sniper crew might decide we're gonna do damage to you, and you're gonna have to up an 8 anyway. Very flat looking level 5. Oh, speaking of flat, BBQ's wallet going to be a bit more flat after giving up 44 rupees. So to dig in 7 right now, not quite paying off, but give it a lot. Oh, that actually might be accessible. Oh, Winals in 7. Hey. Meanwhile, we've got what was that, bomb blocked? Or did BBQ just choose for the up and A rather than continuing in the current dig?
He bombed every wall, and the wall said nope, so he had to turn back around and choose a different path.
Fair enough. Meanwhile, Rick might be ladder blocked into 7, gets another key for his trouble stock. So the dig continues. And this might be where I personally turn around, but Rick says, "We don't turn around for anything in this seed. I've got red ring. I don't care."
He's forced the pattern, though.
He's locked in expanding phase.
That's why you sometimes have to exercise a little bit of patience and wait for the pattern to close back up before you continue swinging, because this is not undoable. It's just annoying.
It's awkward. But Rick says, "Don't worry, everybody. I got this." Gets the key, continues on. Meanwhile, BBQ.gov out of 5. I believe that was because no more bombs. Oh, this is interesting. If I'm Rick, this is potentially the item in 7, and I'm not entirely sure if Rick is a member of the Never 7 crew, but I don't think that's actually an option in this flag set. You find a level, especially if this is a 5 Triforce seed, you go for it. And we have item in 7, that is a heart container. That means level 7's got a floor item. BBQ into level 4 meanwhile.
Instant transport is what it looks like to me.
It is. Rick was in there earlier, and I joked about the rule of 5 being applied today to level 4.
Yeah, because the dungeons have to start on the bottom row, we don't have the entrance shuffle for like where it can start. It can't start on like the top of a room or left or right or wherever in a dungeon. There is a lot more segmentation, I believe, because there's just a linear path that can sometimes happen when the shapes algorithm kind of puts the levels together. So
Oof.
you can't. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot, but he's got a red ring. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just a lot more chance for there just not to be enough room to kind of go left and right early in dungeons and have them be brick upwards instead of having shapes to them. So that's why you have a lot more of these staircases early in dungeons, even in the early numbers.
Rick wasn't patient about the pattern earlier, but was just patient enough to see that there was a very quick way back into the Triforce room. So Rick might opt to. Nope, he is. I'm not sure he took the Triforce at 7.
He has full health on the way out, so he didn't up an A out. So I would say Triforce is likely.
I would agree with you there. Meanwhile, Rick finds 8. I'm a little surprised he didn't go back to check if the bow was accessible, but that might not have been on his mind.
Yep, a quick peek at his local stream, he has it, so 7 acquired.
Roger that. So that is a 2-1 Triforce lead for Adirondack Rick. Looking at recent tournament performance, though, Rick has we joke about a lot about Rick sometimes, but Rick is a solid player. He had the number 9 seed, I believe, in 2023 spring.
It's all blur to me, man.
I know. We are talking that he is spring 2024 champ. Meanwhile, Adirondack Rick finds an item in 8. It is a staircase heart container. So we are looking for the book, which is nearby. And fairly necessary because that book gave BBQ a pretty solid hint. Hint shops be darned. We find our hints in the dungeons in these parts. Oof. And the side stab not paying off for BBQ.gov gets taken down. Ooh, that's a critical fairy for Adirondack Rick. Will continue on into a turnstile. Can he reverse clip this? Try it again. Second try. No problem. Gets through. That is three-headed Gleeok. That's 11 hits. Gleeok needs a lot more because Rick has a red ring. So, no problem. Give me that key, Rick says, and let me take on these blue Wizrobes. Or, what most runners would do, ignore the blue Wizrobes, keep going. Rick didn't find the book. He took the wrong turn early. Another bomb pack settles that issue. And more burgers. Hints, meanwhile, heart container in 6. That is the overworld heart container. So, heart container in 6. Boomerang under a power bracelet spot. Wait a minute. Does that mean we've got the silvers are in 1? Unless there's a second power bracelet block dungeon. Item in 8. Ladder in 8.
Yeah, that's gonna be pain for BBQ if he doesn't get back there.
Oh my goodness. Rick hits a jackpot. Oh, Rick hits a mugger and says, "I don't want to pay you. There's a hole in your wall. Have a good day, sir."
Yeah, so there's a couple things going on here with the power bracelet-esque hints that I should probably point out. Tracy has pointed out the correct answer that 1 or 9 could be holding 2 items potentially. So we could have that as an answer. Worth noting, you have 2 block dungeons, which is also pointed out by a few. And finally, the 2 grave spots that are 50-50 currently. If either one of those is a dungeon, then the power bracelet may not be required to get to silver. So we have to keep that in mind too.
You're absolutely right about that last one. That I'd forgotten about that. The feat of strength, possibly putting those in logic. We have not seen the grave yet. No, neither runner has gone around 1Q6.
Yeah, I took a quick peek at both local trackers. Neither one of them has it marked, so you are correct.
Rick is not going hungry on keys. That 1 key purchase earlier is paying off. And it still has 184 rupees. Possible bomb upgrade fair?
It's plausible.
Oh,
wow.
Wow, there's a rarity. Red potion cheaper than the blue potion. Looks like we're gonna have a look at the grave checks here, and this is where you mentioned if there's a dungeon here, this could be useful. And Rick found the book, because if he didn't have the book, he wouldn't have seen that one. And immediately Rick is just like, okay, that's where the silvers are. I'm out. Bye.
Yep, if he's got that, he has the book, so we got it now marked. Just another note to pass along now. BBQ has checked both the grave spots. Neither one of them pushed, so now the feat of strength is officially a power bracelet block.
And Rick now has 7 hearts. The bow's open. Rick knows where it is. When's he going back? "23 flavors. Wait, since when is... Oh, we wouldn't know. Meet my sibling in the dead woods. That's a direct hint to the magical sword location, and with 7 hearts to their names, runners might want to chance that one." And and Rick says, "Hey, I didn't pay the old man the last time. I'm not gonna pay him this time." Straight up with the up and A.
Yeah, both runners have white sword, and if they both get red ring, unless there's something important down that direction, I'm not sure magical sword comes into play too quickly, but maybe if you get to 14 and you're guaranteed it and you see a lot of whiz robes, you go for it.
We've seen whiz robes, but we've also seen Rick having absolutely no fear. Red ring helps with that, though. Another key for Rick. Has the ladder. May be able to make a bit more progress in this 5. Meanwhile, Western Debt Mountain trip for BBQ.gov. Yes, my apologies. Rick continuing on with the bomb hole. This might be where BBQ.gov got tripped up. Still looking for our items here in 5, as well as the Triforce. What we got here? Bait block.
Unlikely, but
unlikely, but there's that one room, and right now, if I'm Rick, that's playing in the back of my mind. And it stops immediately, because that may darn well be the item here in 5, or is it the rule of 5 back in play? It is the rule of 5.
Watch it take it. I'd laugh if that took you behind the bait block, actually.
Right? That would be a classic right there.
Well,
or is this where it brings you? It is not. There is the Annie key for Rick in 5. My goodness. These are... Rick is just... I want this. He gets it. I want this. He gets that. It's like, what do you want to do?
Yep, he got up to 5 keys, so it wasn't super urgent anymore, but he's not going to complain.
Absolutely not. Now keys are no longer a problem, and Rick's just like, okay, where's my Triforce? I can get out of here.
Please behind the bait block.
Gleon returns with the
Hey.
ladder. BBQ.gov now knows that the ladder's an 8.
Huge hit.
Yep. It cost them, but 43 rupees to know where the ladder is? Yep. Buy that every time. Oh. Wall masters roll up and have absolutely nothing. BBQ.gov back in 2 makes me a liar. Meanwhile, Rick finds a Triforce in 5, takes a 3-1 Triforce lead.
Thanks.
Yay! You are here.
You know, the old man has already paid dividends with the ladder hint, so you're not going to get a win every time.
Yeah, he forgot where he was for a second. Oh, Rick checking the river ladder spots. You're not going to be able to check that with the candle though. Okay, double checking, and the 4 spot does bomb. What do we got here? Take any. Another thing we won't complain about finding.
Yep, with Red Ring, if he doesn't have a red potion, I think I would have preferred to go the potion route this time, but maybe he'll get one later.
It's dirt cheap, though. I mean, red potion. I think Rick has the ladder, the letter, but I might be wrong.
Well, he hasn't checked the prices yet, and so he doesn't know what they are. But yeah, to each their own. But with Wizros potentially in play in dungeons, it's always a scary thing.
It really is. I mean, 8 hearts, red ring. Sure, you're comfy, but BBQ.gov finds the red ring in 2. I said he wouldn't be back. I was wrong.
Yeah, I thought with the ladder hint maybe, and with the power bracelet block silvers, but then you also have to factor in that we need to find the power bracelet, and 2 so small. I do think it was kind of a logical decision to check back in there.
Agreed. 73 rupees for the bait. As I mentioned earlier, that's a ribeye.
Yeah, and it's also not required given what we know about 5.
That's right. Oh my goodness, fairy explosion. BBQ.gov looking to go back into 5. Has 3 keys to their name and red ring. Should be able to get the... Oh, there's the red potion pickup you mentioned. That's going to make somebody sad.
You know, memes are fun and all, but when you're at a tournament, even CJ might take a potion depending on what dungeons look like.
We have seen him get remember the sheet of paper there, Fury.
I know, I'm just saying. Like, I'm all for picking up the magic boomerang every time I see it, but if it's in a staircase and an hour and 15 minutes in, nobody's done, no thanks.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But would you pick it up in a seed like this? Like, you've got, you're 38 minutes in, you've got 3 Triforces. You might be 2 away, you still haven't found 9.
Like I said, if you got red ring or white sword, it's potion pretty much anytime you're above 6 hearts for me. Maybe if you're feeling a little bit unsafe, you go a little bit further than that, but yeah, I still think that was the right call.
Rick going right for the bow. Knows it's open. Oh, goes for the hints instead. Knows that the heart container's in 6. The other one's ladder hint.
Yeah, that one's not going to be so helpful. The third one will help him somewhat, because he'll know that it's got to be 1, 9, or multiple.
Yep. Meanwhile, here is where the bow is, and Rick will pick that up.
Yeah, there's probably some grumbling there, unless he had seen that and just had to work his way back.
He had seen it.
Yeah, in which case...
there's still some grumbling.
But yeah, the 6 hint is probably one of the bigger ones, unless 9 is 8 Triforces, because you're not going to go into 6 at all at this point.
Any key located for BBQ.gov. Four keys in hand. Probably not too upset. I mean, 9 being 9. And level 1 still being on the table as well. That's 2 dungeons that are notorious for, hey, you have keys? That's food. BBQ.gov picking up Triforce in 5. That cuts Rick's lead to 3-2. There's the map. And what the heck is that? I have no words for that, Fury.
It's just a random design that makes any runner that sees it crestfallen.
Yep. I mean, then we've got chat calling it a morning star or a cactus. And our tracker Niori calling it gross, and I cannot argue with that in the slightest. Compass. Never mind the fact that Rick already saw the Triforce not too long ago. This is a room that's going to drop in 4th though, so Rick is thinking maybe there's an item here, and there's something all right. It's just a key though, and we don't care about that right now. Heart container located for BBQ and 8. Rick saw this. Still looking for an item in 4, but right now you know where the silvers are. Oh, of course. He must be looking for the power bracelet. No!
That one I would pay.
Yeah, you're way too deep in the dungeon to not pay this at this point.
He makes the correct decision in the end, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, you have to keep this going.
Like, yeah, there's hints out there, yeah, there's bomb upgrades, but you've probably still also got money available out there somewhere.
You've got 2 large secrets still on the table. And 147 rupees apiece. Find one. You're back. You're back in fluid and money. Dongo's guarding keys. Nothing doing, and Rick has gone through a lot of this level 4. Can you imagine if the power bracelet is here?
I mean, I think he's probably going to be happier if it's here than 7, where he's already been.
That's true. Is this when we find out? Not yet.
He's either passed it by, or if it's potentially the floor drop, then nope.
No, he passed it. And it might be in that eastern branch there that most of us wouldn't think of looking through that first.
We do have the ladder, by the way, for BBQ, so
yep.
That's an important one.
Yeah, not sure he's happy about finding it 43 minutes in, though.
Perhaps not, but also I think, again, you're just happy that the old man told you it was there, because you might not have come back for a while at least.
That's raft in 4. There's your item.
So let's see. We are missing 1. We're obviously missing 9. We're probably missing 6 somewhere, unless I missed it early.
No, I don't think. I think we're still missing 6 as well, and I don't believe we found 3 either.
So you're saying there's a chance that the raft turns into the power bracelet that turns into multiple dungeons?
Oh, I like what you're saying there, Fury. Rick, Triforce in 4. 4 Triforces to 2.
Getting the feeling that this also might be one of those where we end up with like 6 or 7 Triforces and the entry into 9 have no idea what it ended up being.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. But level 9 could be under the raft. Level 3's under the raft.
There's a chance.
Oh my. Maybe double dungeons locked under the raft. We still haven't found 6 either. Early key. Rick won't care. BBQ.gov heading into the Western Debt Mountain. We got looks clear. Thanks. We just came out of level 4. Thanks, game. This, however, unless level 4 is segmented, will be one of the items. Is it the one we're looking for? No. And Rick clearly marking now that Magical Sword is off the table, because otherwise you'd have picked up that heart container. There's the compass. There's your Triforce. You've got to look for the item here first, though, right?
Yeah, again, have to have Power Bracelet to even get to your silvers. That's forcing a lot.
And that large secret is in the middle of nowhere. BBQ.gov picking it up, 147 rupees.
This is about the time where you hope the second hint shop, if you have not seen it, is somewhere nearby.
Meanwhile, Rick getting a Triforce in 3. That's 5 Triforces and a possible entrance to 9. However, Rick immediately back in because you still need those silvers, which need the power bracelet, which needed the raft, maybe.
Well, we struck out in Western Death Mountain. I didn't see if you went to Eastern first, but we may be looking at multiple block dungeons for sure now, outside of just the 2 that we know of.
I don't believe we did go to East Death Mountain. Meanwhile, BBQ into level 4.
Yeah, we know this is important again.
Recorder in 3. We forgot about that one.
Okay, so we have knowledge of an item in 3. We have an on 2, 4, 5. So 7's either got the power bracelet, or the flute, or the raft will lead to 1 as well, and then that would put silvers and boomerang at 9 kind of situation.
That's a complex. You gotta know map to figure this stuff out, people. And the Dead Woods, there's the magical sword that Rick, I don't know, maybe he's cursing the fact that he didn't pick up that heart container earlier. Maybe he just plain doesn't care. Yes, we did go to Eastern Debt Mountain, but all we saw was this. And it's nothing. Or should I say, nothing of consequence.
Yeah. And again, I'm kind of presuming that we are near a full overworld check across both runners at this point. So there might still be an overworld spot that's technically available. And that would have to be 1 at that point, I would think. Well, no, it could be 1 or 9 still.
Meanwhile, Rick doesn't keep going because he knows that this is another any road spot, and the check to the east of that requires power bracelet. So Rick is going to go across Hyrule playing the recorder once or twice.
Yep. Also, got to be a little bit careful if you're Rick now. You have one heart piece left. So you might want to take the fairy fountain into consideration here, just to make sure.
Because yep, the starting spot is not anywhere close to this, and Rick does exactly that.
Yeah, and BBQ's also going to pay at 240 something rupees. You're not going to say no that deep.
No, absolutely not. But then again, BBQ.gov also taking the wrong turn and go find the item. Do we have anything here? We do. Is it anything we want? No. Meanwhile, southwest corner, what do you have? Door repair and more money. And Rick says no. Interesting. I'm not sure why he didn't pick it up. The large secret would have fit in the wallet, no problem. I mean, chat bringing one thing up, but I don't know if Rick believes in that.
Might also just be routing some other checks in case he gets. Well, he wouldn't get bugged that many times. Might just be waiting.
He's got a couple of recorder checks over in the grave spot. After this, the 8-pack didn't have anything useful either. Meanwhile, BBQ.gov homing in on the raft. There it is. We'll be heading to get the Triforce in 4. First recorder check in the grave. No good. What about the second one? So here now, how much is level 7 playing in Rick's mind right now?
That would require getting into Rick's head, which is dangerous. I'm not doing it.
Fair enough.
If it were me, I would probably still be kind of checking every overworld spot first just to make sure that I'm not trolling myself. But that would just be me.
The big question right now is whether the desert recorder checks are the answer. You've got the recorder. You've also got the one at the southeast.
Rick also has a sizable portion of Death Mountain remaining. I think that's probably what we're doing.
Yep. All right. We're gonna need a bomb shop or a bomb drop. Actually, just a bomb drop at this point because Rick is broke.
Yeah, he could have chose not to be broke, but
he didn't.
That's a decision for another day now.
Yeah, I mean, you're completely on the other side of Hyrule at this point. Well, there's bomb droppers. Are they friendly? They're darkness. Since when are they friendly? That's the last bomb. Heart container here in 3. BBQ.gov might be making a play to Mags.
It's definitely plausible because he's going to have to check some flute spots down there. So, yeah, if he heads that way first, sure, it's en route.
Rick going to check the desert. Is level 3 here? Or level 3. What the? Is there a level here? Yes! Level 9. Recorder blocked.
So that...
Oh! Ooh. It's an 8!
I love it. So now we gotta go back to 7 anyways. I think I'm probably actually going straight back there now. Well, actually, no, he's got the Triforce. Never mind. That makes it more profitable for BBQ to go to 7 if he eventually sees that.
Right, but first he's going to have to find level 9 as well to know that it's an 8.
Okay, so if you're Rick, this is where you actually can just stop checking these spots pretty much because you know
But
6 has a heart container as its main drop, so it doesn't matter. You know that 1 has to have some potential items that you need at this point.
and 1 at this rate is the power bracelet block dungeon. So really, you're looking for 6 because you're going to need it. I get that, but you're also going to need to probably go back to dig 7. Oh my goodness, this race just got a little bit more complex. Chat asking how many Triforces for 9? You'll need the full set, all 8.
Yep. Just took a little bit for the program to swap over the update for the top right of your screen. So PB is essentially in 7. Silvers and Boomerang are essentially in 1, I think. So that means 9 has to have Red Candle Wand. I think that's everything we know. I think we know it all.
Yeah, it's a good... Actually, right. Hints don't hint about items in 9, right?
Well, I mean, we know where 9's at. It's under a flute spot, so it can't be the power bracelet block.
That's true. So right there, yeah, that pretty much does it. Oh, Darkness friendly enough to drop him a bomb pack. Is he going to pick it up? Nope, he's running right by it.
Yeah, and Tracy's correct. The hints can indirectly if it's like a feat of strength hint or a, the whistle hints or play melody or fire, fire and arrow, any of those conventional ones. Hey,
hint shot, but again, Rick is broke. So is that back to 7? It is. Oh my goodness. And this doesn't feel good if you're Rick, but... Oh, wow. Okay, and the immediate level 9 hint. That's cute.
Usually that requires you to actually stab that old man when he does that.
Is that so?
Yeah, if he's going to give you that when you walk right back in there after just finding it,
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that one. I mean...
There you go. There's your official answer.
Yep. Power bracelet in 7. And yep. Thank you to our tracker Niori who has officially filled in the item chart. We now know the location of every single item.
Yep, and BBQ basically just didn't look at anything else because he knew that hint was everything he needed.
Wait a minute. Did he not pick up the recorder in 3?
That's a good question. I thought I heard the whistle blow though. I think it might just be.
Yeah, I think it is. I could have sworn I heard the recorder track a few times.
Yeah, so
but I might be wrong.
It's just the program again, just eating inputs, shenanigans.
Oh yeah, we've heard that one before. But oh wait, no, he doesn't have the Triforce in 7. How could he have done the recorder? He doesn't have the Triforce.
Now, if he hadn't found level 9 yet, then that desert hint tells him exactly where he needs to look, so that narrows it way down.
Right.
I didn't see if he had gone by and fluted those spots, but it no longer matters. He just now knows for sure it's got to either be the power bracelet spot or it's got to be the flute spots. That's it. Whereas Rick obviously has seen it for sure.
Thing is, BBQ, while he knows where level 9 is, doesn't know about the Triforce requirement. So There is an off chance BBQ says, okay, cool, I got the power bracelet. I'm out of here. He must not do that. You need the Triforce from here. You need every single one of them.
I mean, it would be annoying, but I think first things first.
You have to find the power bracelet. And did Rick see this transport? I don't think he did, and oh, does it matter? Can you bomb out of here? No, it's a one shot. Come on, game.
Yeah. Now it remains to be seen whether or not it is a one-off or if it's a complete segment on its own to make multiples, I guess.
I mean, it wasn't. It looked like it was in the southwest corner of the dungeon. So and BBQ.gov bombed east and north. So if that's the case, that would force the power bracelet found. And Rick isn't that far. And that's exactly what I was afraid of. BBQ said, "I got power bracelet. Let me get out of here."
I mean, it'll hurt a little bit, but he was nowhere near the Triforce anyway, so it's not like he went all the way up, got near the Triforce, got the power bracelet and left. Hey, there's the one-off confirmed.
Yep. That was ew. Game. Why?
Well, if this kills him, you can actually get to the power bracelet from start much easier.
Yep. But Rick gets the oh, great. There's the bow hint under the power bracelet. That could have been useful about, what, 30 minutes? Oh, wait a minute. He's seen that room. He didn't take it down?
I don't know yet. We'll have to see here in a minute. I mean, he's going to full clear this no matter what.
He has to. He has to. There's...
If he's seen it, then he's probably going to work his way, that direction in 5 or 6 minutes as opposed to 45 seconds or so.
This was the Triforce room. Rick remembers that.
Yeah, he's got to go left and clear some stuff up over here. I think he's going to sort this out pretty quick.
There's 9. BBQ. Oh, wow. Instant roar.
There you go. Fun times. Actually, Rick has not seen the room. It's the only room he hasn't seen on the bottom portion through this key door.
Oh, game. Uh-oh.
Rick.
Oh! And
Well,
just as you suggest, as you mentioned earlier, Rick gets taken down.
grumble, grumble, something along the lines of, I don't understand why they all decided to hit me with that.
Yeah, I believe we've heard similar grumblings in the past.
Well, it's a shutter door to the left here, or continuing that way, I guess. I think he maybe got offline by one.
He wants a rematch, I think. Yep.
Play a melody to obtain the red candle. Well, thanks for nothing. We already have that tracked.
Yep. Meanwhile, Rick, pick up the bombs. No? Okay. This is the room with the power bracelet. Last location. Rick doesn't feel great about this, but that power bracelet is required.
Yeah, the question chat is whether or not BBQ has the lead. I would say the answer is not really. I think it's pretty much neck and neck still. I think they'll end up getting 9 almost at the same time. Rick may actually have a slight advantage even.
Rick, where was level 1? Because I just noticed BBQ found it. Or did you not notice? Which is entirely possible.
I mean, we can. Yeah, I was going to say, I was kind of waiting for chat to just go ahead and call it out so I could look intelligent, but yeah, here they go. Now it's Lost Hills PP.
Cool. So, There's cute.
Same thing for Rick. Yeah.
Yep. Could have used that half an hour ago. Thanks, game.
But yeah, let's see. I mean, BBQ's going to finish off one before Rick gets over that direction. Rick also now has to find level 6, as does BBQ, which is funny.
There's the Triforce, but BBQ wants no part of that. Of course. The compass in the next room over. Because why not, right?
Yeah, so Rick is now going to check spots in and around where he eventually finds one. So probably checks the arrow, probably goes into... Well, actually checks both arrows, probably the second quest Mag's arrow and the one below level 5 first quest.
He's going to luck out and get level 1 right here.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about his next route for 6.
Ah, yes. Neither runner's found the silvers yet, though. To my knowledge, anyway.
Rick is going to grumble there. He's got to re-clear the Goma.
My apologies. Was just looking into future commentary matchups. The silvers are on the floor in 1. And they're right there. BBQ now in go mode as Rick heading for the
right direction.
Yep.
He won't 100% know it, though, because he doesn't have the map.
Yep. Oh, goodness, wait. Were the silvers on south from here?
Yep, they are one room south, one room left. So Rick is actually going to take more time by going this way, unless he decides to bomb every wall.
Yep, and meanwhile, BBQ.gov going to head back to 7, looking to tie us up. 6 all. Uh-oh. The good thing is, Rick also took out the Goma, so no more spider dog nonsense. I don't know what the heck you want to call Goma. Seriously.
Ugly.
Good answer. And there's the joy of level 1.
Yep, I still think we're pretty much on pace now for both runners entering 9, probably within a minute or two of each other again.
Agreed. The thing is, right now, one of the big issues is how long is BBQ going to be in the 7? Because
the direction he's going, not very long.
I mean, it depends. If he finds a bomb wall that goes right into the Triforce room, he's gonna lock on to that Triforce awfully quick. Yep. And now Rick going to see, are the silvers here? No, I don't care for that. Next room.
Yep. Might choose to clear the Lionels here in a moment, but gonna save that for after the next 2 rooms potentially nope him and will probably be rewarded.
Let's see. Is he gonna clear this? Yes, he will, but he's got to be careful. Sniper crew going to cause him a little bit of problems. A little bit of problems, I say. Nope. But that is an extra heart container. And silvers are right here. Grab the silvers, get going. Triforce in 7, BBQ.gov, tying it up 6 all.
Yep.
And you were absolutely right, Fury. Boat runners in exactly the same position.
They both check this arrow, so we're going to keep on going.
Rick's going right in the 8, though. Pit stop. And BBQ right behind him. Settle in, folks. We're going to be, it's going to be a close one here.
It's going to come down to right ordering level 6 to the Triforce and potentially right ordering 9 to see who gets into 9 first and then who wins.
Yep. And boat runners taking very similar paths.
Rick, we're not looking for items. Let's go.
No, we're not. Well, he might be looking for a transport. But again...
Yeah, but we've seen the transport.
True enough.
Yeah, I think the way this is going to go, unless there's a death to these guys at some point, we're going to be room for a little while.
Yep.
Until we get multiple options, or until Rick apparently decides to try and bomb away, but the game says no.
Give me the bomb. Don't care for that.
Yeah, Rick is going to divert at this point because he's seen up from here, so he's going to try and get to the left.
Gets there, though, and just a key and Wizrobes that we need to take care of again.
Hey, compass in the next room up, which both will see.
Yep, but that was an ugly room for BBQ, and BBQ looks like he's going to take the lead. Up
Rick,
in A?
No, Rick is just checking his map and trying to sort out where it's at, if he's been there.
Right. BBQ's going to be first in the Triforce in 8, and will take a very slim lead.
You know the 3 blue Wizrobe room that we bypassed on both sides multiple times?
Oh, wow. That was the Triforce room, huh?
Appears so.
Thanks, game.
Yeah, so a very, very minor lead. Even with early GAN, I don't know that that's enough to really call an advantage because we still have 6 to clear.
We still have 6 to find as well.
I'm not sure who has the advantage in clearance on the overworld at this point, and I'm not going to go check. I'm going to assume they're really close.
It is very close. At this point, where are you going, BBQ? Okay. I was wondering there. Meanwhile, Rick is going to take that clear of 8 and head right for East Debt Mountain for another power bracelet check.
Yeah, this is where overworld clearing comes into play a little bit because BBQ's got to check these spots.
Oh, 12 ain't enough.
I bet you it's 14.
Ugh. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, 6 found.
Hey?
It wasn't power bracelet. Wait a minute.
So Rick either has not seen that spot or has mismarked it?
Wow. Okay. That might actually, that's a danger. That is a dangerous thing for Rick right now.
Where was it at?
It was at the Western Potion Shop.
I bet you that's mismark. So that's not good.
Yeah, that's really bad. Correct, chat. That is the potion shop above vanilla level 3. Because yeah, that's an easy spot. Oh my goodness. Is that what this race is going to come down to?
Depends on how long it takes Rick to find the spot he needs to find. But very possible.
Because for the longest time, I thought this was power bracelet blocked. Oh dear.
Yeah. So Rick, I think, only has Mag's second quest arrow remaining.
Yeah, I think you're right, and he's going to head that way, and he's going to. I'm not even going to. Oh, he's also got the Grave PB spot.
Fair.
And I'm not going to guess what Rick is going to be saying once he finds out about this, because what's probably going to be said won't be safe for speed gaming. Meanwhile, BBQ.gov completes the set Ticket to 9, Triforce and 6.
Yep, and we have the Insta Roar, so we don't know for sure if it's an accessible Insta Roar. And this is where Rick has learned about his mismark, so he's going to go back to start.
Thankfully, it's not that far.
That's assuming he stays on this side of high roll as he rechecks caves.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I think maybe feels like he has one more spot left to check somewhere.
He's been in the Eastern Raft spot. Meanwhile, 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 54 seconds, BBQ.gov has access to level 9, and we're about to get our first look into it.
Can you bomb down?
If you can, you can. And you can bomb left too, but at 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 15 seconds, BBQ.gov has found Ganon and will need 8 hits to kill the pig. Almost got the stun lock immediately too. Goodness, for all the times we've seen this room give our runners trouble, BBQ.gov handling this pretty well. Red ring definitely helping, but that's only half of the deal. There you go. 8 hits, Triforce of Power. We've got bacon. We just need to find the princess for breakfast.
So how trolly is Zelda's location going to be? Because that's going to determine how much time Rick has to sort out his mismark.
Yep, because right now the clock is ticking. And how much time is left on that clock? Gels guard the compass. That's news for BBQ. He's gonna probably clear any room with gels in it. Looking for a single shutter room that it's going to open immediately, no matter if there's enemies or not. Nothing there. Rick, slightly closer, but still is quite some distance to cover. If this could be the compass room. If it is, and it is, my goodness, she is nearby. Rick might be out of time if something here bombs. Nothing in bomb number 1. There's something here. And there is your door. Get your GGs out, everybody, if you're a race winner here tonight. It is BBQ.gov with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 19 seconds.
And Rick is immediately forfeiting as he is mismarked, so he's just not going to try and find it, which is understandable.
Indeed, and the discussion in the race room is indeed about the location of level 6. And joining us now in the booth, race winner, BBQ.gov. Congratulations, GGs, you're 1-0.
Hey, thanks, guys. GGs to Rick. That was an odd seed. That was odd in several ways.
I'll go for it.
Well, let's see. I've got a big gap in my tracker until I got red ring at about the 36-minute mark, where I just felt like I was going in circles, and I found all the big levels. Really, I think what was the biggest help for me of all things was getting the book out of wherever I got the book out of, getting the book early out of 8, because that got me the hints I needed to tell me where silvers were and what was needed to get into that level, and then where power bracelet was.
Yep, as we are joined as well by Rick GG's. I will say this much. You guys traded the lead back and forth up until, I would say, Level 8 was the first point where BBQ finally started to build a little bit of a lead. And then obviously a little bit of a mismark on 6 led to a much larger lead. But I think BBQ probably is in 9 a minute or so early, and it was a very simple level 9 in the end. So
Right, you had the Roar of Gan in the first room.
I think it turned what could have been a 2-minute-ish difference in time into much larger. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but I wouldn't. I would just get it cleaned up for next time. Probably, it's not going to really impact.
Yeah, yeah. I got to figure out why or how the mismark wound up happening, because that obviously not knowing 6 was where it was led me up to Death Mountain where there was absolutely nothing, and that just as you said, that was pretty much the race at that point. I was not going to find 6.
Yeah, it's just, it would have taken, I think it probably would have taken you about 3 or 4 more minutes of just kind of, retracing steps and deciding where did I take deaths on the overworld, where may I have missed a cave or two. So hard to say exactly though, but it doesn't defeat the fact that this was otherwise a really interesting seed up until maybe the last 2 minutes of it. It was very, very close. It looked for a moment like, again, we were going to have one of those race into 9s to see who goes the right direction. And really, I think if you watch it back, you'll be surprised to see how close it was. Literally room for room in 8 for about, I'd say 60% of it. Moonrisen, roughly.
Yeah, I was about to say 3 to 4 minutes, but you're absolutely right.
I'll tell you what, it felt tight, and all the entire time I was in 8, and I felt behind for probably the last, from like the 20-minute mark on to about the hour mark. Once I got silvers, then I was just go to 100, hit the jets, and just get through stuff as quickly as you can, and hope I can finish ahead of Rick. But yeah, I felt behind for a good 30, 40 minutes there, and my tracker kind of tells me why.
Yeah. I think I was asked before this, earlier this week, what I thought the odds were of this race, and I said, 50-50. Both are really comparable. It could go either way. I don't know who's going to win. And for an hour and 17 minutes, I still didn't know who was going to win.
Yeah, I know Rick can beat me. So yeah, it's just, I figured this is gonna come down to getting items. That's why I was so thrilled I got the book as early as I did. I had a philosophical debate with myself before the match because my opponent is known for a certain maneuver with the number 6 in it, and that, as I'm thinking about the match today, I'm like, if I have the opportunity, if I find a big dungeon early, do I do the Rick 6? Do I not do the Rick 6? What is the better strategic move? And I think finding all the big dungeons early kind of forced the hand, because I got to dig something. So 8's got 3 items. Let's take a peek. And early book enabled me to get hints that pointed me in some of the right direction, allowed me to know that silvers were power bracelet blocked, likely in 1. And yeah, it told me where PB was in 7, which I assiduously did not want to dig, but the game told me I had to. And then the cream on top was just, oh, by the way, it's all 8 Triforces, because
where was the hint about the power bracelet?
Rafts.
Okay, so when I had no money at that point in time, I wasn't paying any of those hints. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the raft, this being a Jess roll, and the fact that both raft spots were kind of important. Yeah, I figured there was some shenanigans afoot, but I'm very glad I checked that second spot.
Shenanigans afoot, BBQ. I mean, we were in the epitome of hell. You needed the raft, you needed the recorder, you needed the power bracelet, you needed wood arrows if you were going to get those silver arrows.
Yeah, that made me very happy, because I am a person who... some people don't like buying wood arrows before they get the bow, because they figure, I'll probably find silvers first, and then I'll have wasted $80 or whatever. I am usually a proponent of buying silvers, And that first secret you find right by start being 147, I was just like, I'm buying everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That was pretty much my plan too. Was when you give me a secret that big, I'm gonna go back to the store and go wind up buying the wood arrows. Careless mistake on my end, unfortunately, with regards to level 6, as that 8. If I trusted myself to do that room with the blue wiz robes, the 3 of them earlier in that seed, maybe that is a better run where I don't have to go back to 8 later on.
Yeah, that almost bit me because when I was up there digging 5, I was looking for power bracelet because I knew the power bracelet was necessary to get to 1 where the silvers were. And I was just digging levels and hadn't found the other hints yet. I poked my head into 8. I was looking for items. I was not concerned about Triforces. I was gambling that we would not need all 8 or even 7.
And that was what my thought process was when I left 8 was there's no way that this seed's going to be a full 8 Triforces. There's no way. Ones who do not have 8 Triforces may not enter. Well, thank you, game.
Yeah, I nearly choked on my beverage when I saw that. I was like, oh, good. This will be fun.
Yeah, I think what I would like to revisit is I think the big play of this early was the book telling you that ladder was an 8 because I believe you took the book and left, and while you had to go back to get the Triforce potentially at some point, you were maybe playing for 5 or 6 Triforce entries. So the combination of a good hint plus all 8 being required was going to push you perhaps back to that ladder. And Rick, on the other hand, had found the ladder without the hint, I believe, so he was basically not going to have that be the thing that slowed him down.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, the reason I went to get back to get ladder mainly was that I thought I was hard ladder blocked in 4. I saw that Chevy room and thought, well, I don't know how many Triforces I need, but I can't get into 1. And I've got 3 Triforces like 40 minutes in, so that ladder's probably necessary. And I'm glad I went back and got it.
Yeah. The other thing that probably saved you and kept you more level-headed was you played the seed. I think the TTP2 from last night that everybody was talking about. So that may have also aided in your ability to navigate this one without too much grumbling.
I can't be hurt anymore after that garbage seed from last night. So this was, Rick, you're exactly right. This was a get everything seed. We just didn't know it when we started. It was slowly, very, very slowly revealed to us.
Mm-hmm. And very much layers like an artichoke.
There's a reason I don't like artichokes, and it's probably one of them.
This might be why.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely, I knew based on the fact that you've been around for quite a bit now, this was not going to be an easy match. Like, none of these matches are going to be easy, but there's going to be, obviously, a case where a mistake like this is unforgiving.
Unforgiving, but again, I would caution you to fret too much over it because I'm not sure you're catching BBQ given who was ahead at that point in time.
Yeah. I'll have to look back and see what gave the advantage in that later part of the game.
I think it was just kind of unlucky room clearing. The death, most notably in 7, to the blue Lionel's right above where the power bracelet was, may have hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that was careless. That was 100% careless. Like, okay, I'm not gonna die.
The one that's out of your control, I would suggest was the Y-Force had won a little bit, I guess, but the bomb wall that you had to find without the map was almost impossible to go get the silvers in there. So that forced you to kind of double dip that area of 1, which cost only, a minute maybe, but still, that's a minute on that side plus 45 seconds to get the map up at the top, so that hurt a little bit. And then you could also look at, on BBQ's side, like there was a death or two early where he was kind of motoring across the map in like the maybe the eastern forest, getting picked off by a blue dark nut or something, and going back to start. So everybody makes those small deaths that they kind of look at and say, man, if I lose by 2 or 3 minutes, this hurts. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that you could look at and say, this little bit here, this little bit there. So
Right.
I think sweating the small things is not really worthwhile. Sometimes you just say, hey, I was just a little bit behind because the routes were just that much different.
Right. It's just, in my heart, the death in 7 was inexcusable.
Yeah, perhaps.
No reason to be taking a death at that level with what I had at that point in time. That was just careless, and then all of a sudden we wound up finding out that yep, the power bracelet was just south of that. But I mean, it is what it is. BBQ definitely deserved this one, and now we get to wash our hands of this seed and hope that week 2 treats us better. Stay off our seeds, Jess Andy.
Yeah, I mean, if the law of averages plays out and the comparable runners are as comparable as I think they are, we may eventually see this matchup again once we get later on in this tournament.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Usually you end up facing somebody that is very comparable, especially if you end up in like the 4-2 or 3-3 range. Eventually it happens that you run into somebody that is exactly your skill level. So I would not be shocked to see this again, and if we do, it'll be fun.
Oh, definitely. No, the minute the wheel rolled Rick, I audibly laughed out loud, and Mrs. BBQ was like, "What? What happened?" She's like, "No, guess who I got?" I was like, "Who?" Like one of the few people in the community who I've met in person, Rick. So I was looking forward to this all week. I knew we were gonna have fun, and then the seed decided to make us do everything, and hopefully we do meet again in later in the tournament.
Looking forward to it.
Alrighty. If you're looking for more Zelda 1 randomizer action, I believe we have a trifecta set up. It is already underway on Speed Gaming 2 between Rywek and Cantaloupe me. Following that, looks like Dragon Dark and Kennedy J will be facing off, and then in the nightcap to end it all, Equations and Sis Crusher are going to go at. So if you're looking for more Zelda 1 randomizer action as far as this tournament goes, those are the 3 matches back to back to back. There may also be a Thursday weekly. I don't know if we've got it quite staffed yet, but if we do, there'll be one of those in, I think, Speed Gaming 3, so right back here. So that's the Zelda 1 schedule. If you're looking for any other events, head over to the Speed Gaming schedule. They'll have them all listed there. Any final thoughts or anything I missed? Perhaps shouting out the tracker and Niori Fox for getting the buttons pushed behind the scenes. Can't do it without the tracker. And my co-commentator, of course, but let me know if I missed something.
Thanks to all of you guys for jumping in. I know this was a bit early in the evening, at least on the East Coast, and some folks aren't just getting home from work or things like that. So we can't put on any of these fun races without all y'all doing the work behind the scenes, on the mics, getting things set up. It makes the event feel really special, and we can't thank you enough for it.
Well said, and if you want to do this and hop on and help out with tracking or commentators, we definitely will use you if you want to do it.
I asked if they would let both of us commentate our own races, and I was told that was not an option.
If Fred can't do it, you can't do it.
I'm afraid so.
Maybe if we have some special showcase race sometime like that, that one-off, one-hit KO swordless race that we played for 3 hours on Speed Gaming, if we get allowed to do something like that again, maybe we have to let people like Fred do it because we need people that are PG or better, and I would not be the prime candidate for that, but maybe then we can let them commentate.
That was still a farce, that one particular seed.
Yeah. But all right.
Let's get out of here.
Thanks, Moon Risen Phoenix, for allowing me to jump in and have a good time with you. And again, thanks to Niori behind the scenes for tracking.
Absolute pleasure, Fury. Thanks for jumping in. I mean, Commentary is not easy, and doing it alone, even less easy. Yuri, thanks you so much. So that'll do it for us. Again, a triple header of matches over at Speed Gaming 2. But that'll be it for us here. So on behalf of our co-commentator, Furious K, on behalf of our runners, Adirondackrick, and BBQ.gov, on behalf of our tracker, Nyori, and thank you to Speed Gaming Network for allowing us to put the matches on their channels. But on behalf of all of us here at the Zelda 1 Randomizer community, this is Moonres and Phoenix. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you soon for some more Zelda 1 tournament action. Good night, everybody.